All right, let's look at the habit that a lot of people over 60 have developed with their walking that is increasing your falls risk. We know the World Health Organization states that falls are the second leading cause of unintentional injury deaths worldwide, with over 684,000 people being affected. We also know that the greatest predictor of falls is previous falls. So this is why this particular habit is really important to get on top of now to make sure that you're able to prevent falls in the future. Now, let's look into this actual technique / flaw in your walking that is causing you to fall. As we get older, for some reason, we get into a habit where when we're walking, we're turning a corner, we're crossing our feet. When you cross your feet, there's less clearance for your foot to come through. There's also more risk of you catching your toe, and you're unable to react when these incidents happen as quickly as you used to when you were younger. So the biggest tip with walking and when you're turning is you always wanting to turn on your outside foot. When you turn on your outside foot, you're able to look where you're going, place your foot and move on. It doesn't really matter how sharply that you're turning with this technique, because if you're always turning on your outside foot, you're always able to shift your weight in the right direction, keep it moving forward and keep your center of gravity over your base support. The same thing happens when you're pivoting and changing direction completely. As long as you're turning on your outside foot, you're able to spot the landing and keep your feet under control. Not crossing your feet is going to dramatically reduce your fall. So if I'm walking and I'm going to pivot, I'll turn, I'm able to spot it and move back. If I'm going to turn sharply and cross my feet get tangled up, increasing my risk. Another little tip as a bonus in regards to turning, as we get older, what I have found is that we really rely on our eyes for our balance. So as we're turning our head, what our eyes are actually doing is we're spotting stationary objects for a point of reference to maintain our balance. When we turn too quickly, our eyes are moving through a world of moving objects. That can make us feel a bit unbalanced, the feeling of vertigo. So what I recommend is, if this is something that affects you, it's very important for you to start spotting stationary objects in the environment as you're turning. So if I'm turning to the left, I'm going to look through along the way to find my stationary objects. That's going to make me feel far more comfortable. It's going to give me a reference point. It's going to make me feel less dizzy, less vulnerable as I'm turning. And obviously, as I'm doing that, I'm making sure that I'm turning on my outside foot first.